A massive crisis is actually now engulfing the Met Police, that is the British Metropolitan Police Force here in the very epicentre of the United Kingdom, that is of course London. But what's causing a mass exodus for, of course, our wonderful British Police Force? As ever, let me explain. Morning chums, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are in London today, do take care of yourselves, and if you're going to West End Live, which is an event over this coming weekend, great way to see free West End shows actually, but do be careful with pickpockets and overheat and all that sort of stuff if you are coming. You know, they keep putting these signs out, but it's always good to remind people, because once you get in Leicester Square, Piccadilly, very expensive, very congested, and you do have to be on your guard. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to all the performers down there in West End Live today in the very heart of Leicester Square. It's very hard work singing in the open air. Trust me, particularly flies and bugs are around. I've done it. Oh, it's very terrifying, let me tell you, but good luck to them all. Now let's get back to your story of the day. Fascinating this, because really when you look at it, even the Mayor of London has said at points that he's been absolutely terrified and felt unsafe. We're talking of course about the annual Stab Fest, some people might suggest, that is the Notting Hill Carnival. Now of course it's celebrated for many years, been going over 50 plus, coming up 60 years maybe now, and it's one of those events that when it started out was ideal because of course it wasn't the size it is now. Swathes of the area of course London's west are cut off, they're boarded up. It's simply not, sustainable really. Now there were calls last year after two horrific murders of two innocent individuals literally caught into the hullabaloo of that situation. And of course various arrests, I think over 300 plus arrests. Now earlier this year it came to the light that of course the British Metropolitan Police Force and many senior officers are very, very uneasy about having to police such an operation. And you can understand that, right? No two ways about it. Very annoying, very terrifying. I've been told from an excellent source that in fact all leave for that particular weekend at the bank holiday of August is now being cancelled. But he didn't really stop there, because this particular source told me that all will happen will be record numbers of people suddenly developing illness, sickness, they don't want to cover it. Now here's where it gets interesting, because the bottom line is, really, the Mayor of London and that particular organisation are saying that it can't go on in its same capacity unless the government step in and start to fund it. The other side of it, residents in the West London don't want to fund it, right? They know how worrying and how nerve-wracking it is. Now, the other option would be to move it into a safe area, like, of course, one of the royal parks, particularly the size of Hyde Park, would make perfect sense. So far, the Lord Mayor of London, the Sadiq Khan, Mayor of London, should have said, has refuted this and said no, no, no. But now on record he's said that when he's visited himself and looked at the CCTV footage, even he's now felt unsafe. By this absolutely admission, he's made it now impossible for him to not act on this. Of course, he will just usually sit back, let it ride out and let somebody else take the responsibility. He always falls short on this particular stuff. But the bigger issue is this, that if the British Police Force, the Met Police, and I do not have any qualms about them not wanting to do this, because I think they're incredibly brave, being put into crowds of that size, virtually unaided and surrounded by, and we've seen terrible situations with the police force being abused on things like that. Well, what do you do? Now, of course, if they refuse to police it, which, technically they can't, but if there's not enough people, a very big catastrophe will no doubt happen. The government apparently are mulling over the idea about whether they can assist in funding. Many people hope they'll have the brave suggestion of either downing it for a couple of years to work out exactly what they should do for the next period, maybe rest it for this year and next year, or indeed move it to the royal parks. Either way, behind the scenes, the British Metropolitan Police and, of course, the Chief Commissioner, Sir Mark Rowley, have a problem. It's never a problem for Sadiq Khan because, of course, he's in that wonderful gated security and will only be watching it, as he's pointed out, by seeing some of the activity on big screens. As I said, once again, in many people's eyes, simply falling short. If you were the bosses of the Notting Hill Carnival, what would you do? I'd love to know your thoughts. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.